to Raiders Game Day as the Raiders get back-to-back wins at Allegiant Stadium. This one 16-12 over the New York Jets. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Amber Theoharis, along with James Jones and Eric Allen. And look, they proved that it wasn't just the adrenaline of the regime change last week, that this is something they plan to continue to do, and that is win, especially at home. At home right now, they are 4-1, but it was the rookie, Aiden O'Connell. It was Josh Jacobs getting it going. It was Michael Mayer with the only touchdown of the game. And then, of course, it was this defense was the story, EA.
Some home cooking. That's what we like. Hey, we're playing at home. That's what we like. Defense really playing well. Patrick Graham has his guys playing smart, playing fast, and getting after it, winning the line of scrimmage, and most importantly, getting those turnovers. And that's what it takes to be able to knock out a team with a great defense like the Jets.
Timely turnovers.
That's right.
With Robert
even for us, man, credit to the young fella, O'Connell, taking care of the football. You got one turnover. He had one really bad play in that football game. You know, one turnover, and that's how the Jets win games. That defense gets after you. They force you to make bad throws. He didn't. We out here with a W.
We knew this was going to be a defensive battle, and the Raiders were the better defense tonight, and the Jets were one of the best defenses in the NFL coming into it. And some of the things we're going to talk about, three big things on Raiders Game Day. Robert Spillane, man, look at that. He looks like he just came out of a war. He's got the bandana on. He had a huge interception to change the momentum, and then Josh Jacobs gets over 100 yards for the first time, so they were pounding it on the ground. And then the rookie, Michael Mayer, comes up with his first NFL touchdown. We're going to break it all down right now, and there it is. Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers, former Packers together, both on different teams now, but a lot of love, a lot of success.
JJ was out there talking to him, too.
JJ was with them as well.
You, man, they ain't showed a picture of me yet.
Coming back? Coming back?
He ain't going to make it back. This kid, though,
he's special.
This kid, Garrett Wilson, is special. And first down Jets early on. It looked like they were going to get into a rhythm. Next play, though, Max Crosby wanted to remind Zach Wilson of who he is.
That's right.
Intentional grounding is called.
Whenever you're on TV, Max shows out.
Man, 24/7. On TV, not on TV. Monday, Tuesday,
we're always
Wednesday.
on TV.
That's it. And he's showing up. Big time play, intentional grounding right there. Back him up.
3 plays later, the Jets have to settle for a field goal, so Greg Zuerlein puts it through, and the Jets take a 3-0 lead. Raiders have the ball now, and here comes the rookie, Aiden O'Connell, looking for number 17. Makes it look easy. 42 yards on that play down to the New York 31.
Yeah, that's similar to those plays we're seeing in preseason where you kind of run everybody off at that great speed and then have Davante Adams come across like 12 to 15 yards. Great play design by your guy, Bo.
No doubt.
Bobo. That was his first 40-plus yard reception. And then he gets another one right after that. This one for 8 yards. Another great catch. JJ, you could have done that, right?
Hey, I did that back in my heyday, and I want to say it was against the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got to go dig in the archives and find it and put out there who did it better. But DA said, I only need one hand right here.
Daniel Carlson, though, they don't get in the end zone, so he settles for a 41-yard field goal attempt. We have a tied game with 3-3, so we'll take it. All right, so the Jets ensuing possession. Zach Wilson, completion to Xavier Gibson for 24 yards.
That's a really good play design right there. Getting the third corner into some trouble.
2 plays later, gets it to Garrett Wilson, again, 8 yards.
See how these throws are quick. It falls out of his hands fast. You don't have to read the defense.
But bend don't break again.
That's right.
Drive stalls, another field goal. We'll take that. 53-yard field goal attempt is good, and the Jets lead 6-3. Raiders, next possession, it's 2nd and 11. Aiden O'Connell intercepted by Jordan Whitehead. He was looking for Davante Adams. Only mistake, though, he would make.
And it's okay. You got it. This team is defensively, the Jets are a great football team defensively, so that's going to happen.
Especially when you look at what these Jets defenses that did to quarterbacks. 3 picks from Josh Allen, 3 picks from Jalen Hurts, 2 picks from Patty Mahomes. They dominate really good quarterbacks. O'Connell played really, really well.
So the Jets get the ball at the 26. Would they capitalize? It looks like Zach Wilson gets in there on the scramble, but upon further review, he's out of bounds. So coming back.
That's a big play.
That's a huge gap.
He wears size 11 and a half. He needed 10 and a half.
He needed 10 and a half.
touchdown.
Triple E.
You know what I'm saying?
And so they get another chance here. Zach Wilson, incomplete to Michael Carter because Adam Butler, he's been playing very well. I keep pointing out Adam Butler making little plays. And so bend, don't break. They force a third field goal. Remember, that turnover gave them the ball at the 26. They settled for a field goal, so that's pretty impressive.
Love to throw.
And then next play.
Threw him that. Oh, got you. Threw that Okie route to him right there. Ball out of his hands and let your playmakers make plays. Same thing, come back. This is a strike right here. Devontae on the deep end.
That was a great ball right there.
That was a pro, but that was a veteran ball right there from that rookie. First down Raiders. Almost in the red zone. Next play, Aiden O'Connell is sacked by Solomon Thomas. Remember, this is a top defense that this rookie is going against. 2 plays later, he's sacked again by John Franklin Myers, a loss of 11 yards. So they're now knocked out of field goal range and forced to punt. Jumping ahead to under a minute left in the half, the Raiders get the ball here.
Really good ball.
Devontae Adams picks up 9 yards, first down. Next play, Aiden O'Connell passes to Josh Jacobs. He gets 8 yards out of bounds, so it stops the clock. Next play.
That's why.
Got 26 seconds left. Michael Mayer, 5 yards. There's a roughing the passer call.
This is a nice drive by the young fella. This is what brings confidence when you walking into the locker room, making a couple throws, getting your team in field goal position with a couple seconds left on the clock, and going into the locker room with some points.
So Daniel Carlson hits yet another one, and the Raiders pull to within 3 going into the second half. Here we are in the third quarter. Jets are punting. And DeAndre Carter. Special teams matters.
This is huge field position right here. Yep. Absolutely.
He returns it 32 yards, gets it down to the 45, the New York Jets 45.
Picking them knees up and putting it down that sideline. Got the Raiders really good field position to go down here and get some points.
All right, so 2nd and 10. Aiden O'Connell to Jacoby Myers. 8 yards.
This was really good by the young fella. Look right, don't like nothing over there. Come back left, find Jacoby. Really good.
2 plays later, and he's hit by Jermaine Johnson and Quinnen Williams for the sack.
Losing on first down, not good.
2 plays later, 3rd and 6 now. Aiden O'Connell gets it to Hunter Renfrow, 5 yards.
That looked like a first down.
That was a bad spot. So 4th and 1, they go for it. Josh Jacobs gets it, gets just across it. He's facing Sauce Gardner and C.J. Mosley, but first down, Raiders.
Barely.
Good job right there by Josh. Antonio going for it right there. Coach Pierce, good call. Get your team some 4 more downs.
And it's incomplete to Devontae Adams on 3rd and 9, and so they're forced to settle for another field goal. They tie the game here at 9 with about 2:40 left to go in the third quarter.
That's right.
So here we go. The Raiders get the ball back with under a minute left in the third quarter. There we go.
He is.
Josh Jacobs, bust free, 40 yards to the New York third. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But this, that's good vision right here. Hezzy, gotta go. Well, you better try to tackle me. You trying to punch the football out. I get 20 more yards.
Always a guy behind you, isn't it, fellas? Always a guy behind you, but it's all right. Here we go into the fourth quarter. The drive continues as Aiden O'Connell hits Michael Mayer. Just throw the ball up.
Just throw it up.
He's
you
6'4".
are too small for the big tight
quarterback. Look how much time he spends to the left. Now we're going to buy time. We're not buying to run, and then the throw up top. That's grade A quarterbacking right there.
When you have a big tight end, that's why that man was drafted, because that Whitehead's about 5'10", he's 6'4", and you just go up and get it because you can't get it. You can't jump as high as I can right now. Jets' next possession, Breece Hall. Man, another good young player on this team. He busts free, 35 yards.
But you see how the ball's out of his hands quickly. Everything designed off.
Oh, just break down, big fella. You there.
But the good news is that the drive stalls. So again, great job by the defense, forcing another field goal. The Jets only scored 4 field goals. No touchdowns were given up in this game. So that's pretty impressive. Josh Jacobs, there you go. Here we go, Aiden O'Connell.
I love it.
To Austin Hooper. 7 yards, and he's just short of 4th and inches.
Great play design.
Really good play design right there.
Because you didn't want to do a quarterback sneak with those big boys, with the Williams kid in the middle. You don't want to do that.
You've seen them all loaded up in the box. Let's get on the edges with the fastest player on the football field, and it is big-time play.
Bo Hardigree didn't want none of that smoke. He said, I'll take you on the outside. Here we go. Josh Jacobs up the middle, 4 yards, and he fumbles it.
Yeah.
Recovered by the Jets.
But
so
you know what?
turnovers.
We got a defense. We have a defense that's been playing well.
Jets do a good job of getting that football.
Yeah.
Turnovers.
Give me credit.
Jets take over on their own 24. And here we go. The Jets have the ball with 6 minutes left to go in the game. Zach Wilson to Alan Lazard makes a bobble and catch there. 17 yards. He's a former Packer, too.
That's a good ball right there.
That was some Aaron Rodgers stuff right there.
5 plays later, 3rd and 4. Zach Wilson to Tyler Conklin, 4 yards. You like Tyler Hall, by the way, JJ. You keep saying you like that player out there.
Always around the football. Yeah.
Zach Wilson to Garrett Wilson makes a nice grab. So they're moving the ball, first down. Jets, remember, they have led some game-winning drives. Zach Wilson has. They did it against the Giants and forced overtime.
Give us that!
Doesn't matter.
Not today.
Not today.
Yeah, you are done.
Robert Spillane comes up with a huge game-saving play there. Returns at 25 yards as well.
Give me that.
And that's with a minute 22 left to go in the game.
Excellent.
Give me that.
Linebacker's doing a great job of undercutting those routes.
He has, what, 3 interceptions on the year now?
Yes, 3.
He's been a big veteran acquisition in the offseason for this team. So they get one more chance to Hail Mary, and I'll tell you, okay.
Here we go. We got to get everybody backed up. Get everybody backed up.
I was scared here.
Come on, Max. Where you at, Max? Look, Max had 2 shots at him. Watching the stutter.
Stay outside, Max.
Yeah, that was close.
Garrett Wilson got up
He
there.
almost came down with that.
Yeah,
that was. But you know what? The Raiders win. He doesn't come down with it. Final score.
Hey.
Is that a bear?
You already know that's the Bay Eddie, man.
The Eddie? What is that called?
Let's go dumb, get stupid.
All right, here's your final game stats brought to you by Sports Water. And look, they lose the turnover battle. They've 2 turnovers, they turn the ball over. But the red zone, they go 1 for 1 in the red zone. They only have 126 passing yards, but it was a bend, don't break defense, and then they pounded the ball, 148 yards. And you know what? Maybe we're onto something here. That's an identity right there. You don't have to pass the ball a lot. You can 12 points or less, hold your opponent 12 points or less, get over 140 some yards on the ground, and don't turn the ball over, much. And that's a formula for winning football. Run the football, play defense, right? That's old school.
And again, when you start to think about the differences, last week we kind of threw the ball all over the place, scored, 21 points in the first half. Facing a defense like this, you've got to change and adapt. And that's what I love about this system right now and this Raiders team is they've adapted to their opponent. And that's what you have. That's what the NFL is all about. It's about adapting from game to game, from play to play, from series to series. They've done a really good job at that, and that's why they won this game tonight.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Coach Antonio Pierce. He said we want them all to be like last week, but we know majority of them is going to be like this week right here, all right? They're going to come down to the wire. One of us have to make a play. Offense, defense, special teams, whoever. We got to win these close games, and they did that tonight, right? Lose the turnover battle to win a game against a really good defense. That's signs of a football team growing and a really good football team under Coach Antonio Pierce.
It's also we're seeing them out there playing for each other where they willed Josh Jacobs, all the linemen got behind him for that 1 yard a couple of weeks ago to get that first down. We didn't see that a couple of weeks ago. Now we're seeing it out there. All right, we're going to keep talking about this win. Robert Spillane had the play of the game with the interception. Look, he's Costco. Don't have to spend a lot on the swag. Next. Raiders Game Day is brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com. Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation. Made to chill. 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. The Raiders get back-to-back wins at Allegiant Stadium. This one, 16-12 over the Jets, and the game-sealing interception came from Robert Spillane. He joins us right now to talk about it. And I like the fit, Robert. Why don't you take us through what you're wearing? Let's not even talk about the game.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football. You know, I knew I had to come out a little fancy this weekend, so got the designer Costco hoodie. Throwing a little bucket hat with some shades, keep it cool.
Man, he's going to be able to cover up people with that who wore it best.
I love it.
Awesome.
Talk to us a little bit, man. I mean, big-time interception to really seal this thing. 2 big-time stops by the defense. Defense did not allow a touchdown. Just talk to us a little bit about this defense, man, even the last 2 weeks, but especially tonight.
Yeah, we just want to play Raider football going forward. I think we did a great job of that tonight, playing good team defense on all 3 levels. D-line getting after the quarterback, setting edges, linebackers making tackles in secondary, my man catching no ball. So we play 3 levels of defense, and good things are going to happen. So we were able to hold them to less points than we got, and came out with the W.
Walk us through the interception. How did it happen? I know he'd been completing some of those middle throws early in the game. Talk us through how you were able to get the pick.
You know, we broke out our cover 4 late in the game. We'd been a lot of 3-match, a lot of cover 2. So that cover 4 let me play a little more lateral. And Divine did a great job of holding that window. Made Zach Wilson double pump, and it gave me time to get there. So just great team defense. I'm proud to be a Raider, and we want to keep playing Raider football going forward.
You've said that twice now, Raider football. Tell us what that is. We know what we saw out there, but what does it mean to you guys in that locker room?
Yeah, it means blue collar, tough nose, not taking anything from our opponents, being really stingy up front. So we just got to continue to dedicate our lives to being good on defense, and good things will happen.
Talk to us a little bit about Antonio Pierce, because, I mean, he's always been your coach, linebackers, but after the pick, man, it was a big embrace with you two. What was said? I mean, I know it's an emotional moment, especially him being your coach from the get-go and you getting him a W.
Playing for AP means the world to me. I don't want to let him down. Being his guy, I was in his room all year. I take it upon myself to go out there and play my hardest for him and for my brothers. So anytime we can come out of here with the W, it's a huge win. We're 5-5. We're back in business. So we just got to keep pushing, foot on the gas going forward.
Robert, you're playing hard. You broke your hand a couple weeks ago. How is that either affecting you or not?
Yeah, broken hands are something that happens in this league, and people play through them all the time. I'm not special. A lot of tough guys in this league, and I draw inspiration from my teammates. So they told me, Rob, we don't care if you got a cast, we don't care what you got to do, we want you out there. So that gave me hope and joy, and it just made me want to go out there even that much more.
What's it like to watch Kuntz and Crosby and the front 4 continuing to bring pressure and continuing to make plays? How does that make your job easier to create those big opportunities for you?
Yeah, they've been dominant all year. I tell them every game, go eat. I got your back. So I'm telling these front guys, go do what you want to do. Go make a play. If the ball gets through, we'll make you right. So it's confidence on all 3 levels that we're going to play good team defense and just going out there and executing on a weekly basis.
Is that a game ball in your hand?
A Sunday Night Football player to game ball. So
there you go.
This is a pretty cool ball that I'll be able to give to somebody because I don't really keep trophies. So here, Mom. You got a football, Mom.
Hey, congratulations on such a big game and the big announcement you made after the game with your wife expecting. Maybe you can give the ball to the baby one day. And you know what? Keep up that Kirkland swag. We like it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys.
All right, keep it up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So this defense is really the story of the game because the way that they have played recently, now in back-to-back games, they've given up 12 points or less. Yes, they gave up 263 passing yards, but it led to only four field goals. So once they get into the red zone, the bend but don't break, and then kind of that identity that we're starting to see them develop. They don't care, coming out in these post-game interviews looking crazy, acting crazy, but there's a camaraderie. And then Butler there playing great with the pass defense.
Well, Max sets the tone first. Let's just, start with that. I mean, he's on his way to being up there Defensive Player of the Year. I think now, though, they simplified some of the defense a little bit, so guys are playing a little bit faster, understanding, all right, I've seen that in the first quarter. Okay, I've seen that again. I've seen that formation, so I'm going to take my opportunity to jump on a route. There's a couple times where Zach was able to hit those balls in the middle of the field, but when it counted, and this time here specifically, that was a great job by playing off his other linebacker because Diablo stayed in that window just a second longer. The quarterback had to hold it, and then he moved on, and then Robert was there to be able to take it. So that was outstanding play by the defense.
No doubt.
And it looked like early on the Jets were getting something going the first 3 drives. There was 103 yards, 9 points were scored. But then look in the last 8 drives, how they buckled down. This defense only allowed 3 points. They took the ball away once, got 2 sacks. So making those adjustments and kind of getting over the early part of the game, not allowing the other team to get into a rhythm. Remember how this Jets offense, look, this had not been a good Jets offense, but they did have Breece Hall running the football very well, and they held Breece Hall to just 28 yards on the ground. So stopping the run was something the Raiders defense was not doing well. They were able to do that in this game, and that's a big step forward.
Yeah, this defense is playing big time right now. You got to give credit to them. They helping the offense out. They playing big time. I remember my brother Charles Woodson told me one time, he said, JJ, I don't care how many yards we give up. As long as they don't score, that's all that we matter. So I don't care if all this stuff looks pretty, these first downs, whatever it may look like. As long as they don't get in the end zone, that's all that matters. And that's what this Raiders defense is doing. You may give up an explosive here and there, but they are not letting people in the end zone. And you see plays like tonight where the offense really didn't have it going, but they only had to make one play because how good the defense was playing while not giving up any scores.
And also you had Ja'Cory Bennett, Tyler Hall out there after Amik Robertson went down, so showing, getting some experience, getting out there and stepping up. When we come back on Raiders Game Day, JJ and EA are going to break down both the offense and the defense. Hey, we saw Zach Wilson have to check down a lot.
Yes.
Talk about that also.
Right.
Was calling plays. We're going to talk about Bo Hardegree coming up next.
Hi, I'm Timothy Randolph, class of 2025, running back, Del Sol High School. The way I help the community is I mentor and help the kids. I think that it's important because to teach the youth the right way and not the wrong way so they go down the right path as they grow up. When I help the kids, it makes me feel good. It lets me know that I'm a good man, that I plan to be a good man. It shows me that I'll be a good man and that I have a good heart. Thank you, Intermountain Mountain Health and the Raiders for this opportunity. Go Raiders.
Welcome back. The Raiders are back to 500 with their win over the Jets. And the Raiders defense did not give up a touchdown for the first time since 2020. And as for the offense, the interim offensive coordinator, Bo Hardegree, continues to have us asking, wait, who's that guy that's calling the plays again? We're getting to know him. James Jones and Eric Allen are going to break it all down.
Yeah, thanks, Amber. Hey, you know what? When you're facing a young quarterback like Zach, who's had problems and trouble with defenses, like taking things away early, big things can happen for your defense. And as Patrick Graham said, he's going to simplify, allow his players to make it happen. We're going to take away the screen. Great job by Bilal Nichols here, taking away the screen. And what that gives is Max an opportunity to get after the quarterback. If you have complementary players, understanding, being smart, understand, let me sniff out the screen. Hey, I'm not going to rush the quarterback. I'm going to sit here in the running back's pocket. Great job, and that's why we're able to get that pressure. Once we'll see again, we have opportunities if we have smart football players. Once again, got to take away the guy's first read. Look at this, Spillane taking away that inside cut. We're going to make him pull the ball down. And what's going to do, JJ, is give opportunities for our guys to come off the edge. Here we have outstanding pass rush. We need to continue to see this. Strip that top arm. Woo-hoo!
Man, and if we can get this on the other side of Max Crosby,
and that's what
good
we're looking
luck.
for right there, right?
Yes,
that's what we're looking for. Smart football players. Patrick Graham has his guys playing smart and fast, and that's why we're able to shut down the Jets defense today, JJ.
Absolutely. That's big-time defense, and we all know defense leads to good offense. But Bobo, that's his name, Bobo. Bobo was calling the game. Just look at the action. Right here, you're going to motion your tight end across and see the safety come down. Look at the safety come down the field, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to go where you are leaving, and we're going to send Devontae Adams on the deep over.
Nice.
Big-time play, really good protection. Devontae Adams, explosive game down the football field. He did a really good job all game long by disguising different type plays with motions, with formations, and all of that by creating opportunities to get his guys open, but making it easy for Aiden O'Connell.
Right.
Same thing right here. Another one, you got Hunter Renfrow out here out wide. He's going to motion. Just look at the defense. Look at the defense. Go with the motion, and we're going to flip it out here to the left to Josh Jacobs on a 3rd and 1 to get a really good, tough yard. But just the creativity by Bobo to be able to move people around and get his guys into space, that's what you are trying to do. That's a big-time first down right there to keep this drive going. Josh Jacobs don't never go backwards. He always fall forward, and that's the first down. But Bobo did a really good job right here. Look at all these boys in there.
Yeah,
look at all them boys in there. They know the quarterback sneak going. You know what? Well, we're finna run this fly switch to the fastest player on the football field. Josh Jacobs out there lead blocking, right? 4th and inches. This is a 4th down play call. Really good play call right here by Bobo.
You gonna steal that one? You gonna steal it for your team?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that for my little league kids right here. But that's a big time play. Josh Jacobs coming on the edge. 1 block, 2 block. And then you get him down. And not only that, like I always tell you, EA.
No, I know what you're about to say.
The receivers are not blocking down the field. It's not an explosive game. Look at Jacoby Myers down the field blocking. Explosive game. Raiders got it going. Bobo got it going. Bobo calling a good game. Taking stupid in the locker room. Everybody going dumb out here. And so is the Raiders. That's back-to-back W's. Back to you, Amber.
Well, they might be getting stupid in the locker room, but AP is not stupid. He said, I'm going to put the ball in my playmakers' hands. That's exactly what he's doing as far as rushing the football. In the first 8 games of the season, the Raiders were just rushing 22.5 attempts per game. Now they're up to 33 over the last 2 games, averaging just 70 yards a game through the first 8 games. Now 136 yards a game. You're going to win a lot of games if you get up around 136 rushing yards, and yards per carry gone up to 4.1. So Josh Jacobs reaching over 100 yards is significant because this offense, that's the way it's supposed to work. You can't, they keep bringing guys down the box to stop the run. He's busting free. He's supposed to be able to open it up so the passing game opens up. It's pretty simple football. If he's able to do that, they're going to win some games.
Yeah, and you're talking about if he don't take a tackle for loss last game, that's back-to-back 100 yards rushing games for Josh Jacobs. So obviously he told us last week that, hey, he's in the room putting together this plan, helping to pick out the favorite runs that him and the offensive line love to do, and it's working. I mean, it should really be back-to-back games with over 100 yards rushing for him. They're giving him touches, and you can see as the game goes on, he gets more and more comfortable as he's running downhill. But Josh Jacobs, he is one of the best players on our team. We got to continue to find ways to get him the football.
And why this is critical, you playing complementary football, because the next 2 opponents, we need to be able to run the football to win the time of possession battle. Keep the ball away from the Dolphins, keep the ball away from the Chiefs, and if he's able to continue to do this, now we can have those long, sustained drives, finish with touchdowns, and then that puts the onus on the opposing team to have to throw, and that's when Max Crosby can affect the football game. So we're playing complementary football. We're going to run the ball just in the right nick of time.
Yeah, that's a great game plan. Don't put the ball in Tua or Patrick Mahomes' hands. That would be the best thing possible. You know what this win also does is it is a 1-score game. So they blew them out last week, right? But then to turn around and be able to win the close ones, that builds confidence that you can be in a dogfight and come out on top. And that's what the Raiders were able to do in this one. When we come back here on Raiders Game Day, we're going to go out to the podium. Antonio Pierce is 2-0 as head coach of the Raiders. We'll hear from him next. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in.
We talked about brick by brick, holes in our wheel, relentless, compete. Poise, we need some damn poise on that sideline. But more importantly, man, at the end, what was it? We was all here. Looking at the offense, special teams, then went down to the defense, and we made plays like we said. We were doing the thing. Hey, look, it ain't gonna be easy. We wish they all be like the first one, but they're gonna have to grind it out on something. We know we got corrections. You know what it is. Let's nip that in the butt. But you know what today, you know what I'm about to say next. Say you Wednesday!
Proud of y'all boys, man. We don't blink, man. We don't blink, man. Y'all boys keep coming and get ready to put in that work, man. We gonna get everything that we want, bro. It's right in front of us. now let's get it, man. Hey.
So Antonio Pierce is 2-0 as interim head coach of the Raiders. And if you were watching him on the sideline, you saw how inspiring he was. And by inspiring, I mean we read lips. And he was dropping some, some words on them about tackling.
Yeah.
You saw that, JJ?
Yes. And I'm so happy.
It made you so happy.
It made me so proud.
Because he was lighting somebody up about not tackling.
He was. And I think it was Marcus Peters he was talking to. But we were tackling poorly. And it was a penalty on that play, and Marcus Peters like, back him up. And he like, make the tackle. We're gonna be in that. But that is a relationship with the players. Every coach that I've had that had a really good relationship with could get on me as hard as he wants. Yes,
exactly.
Because I know that we are chasing the same thing, and I know what he truly, truly means. So this is big time that he has this relationship with these players already to go out there and be able to talk to them and motivate them like that.
To hear Robert Spillane say, I don't want to let him down. I mean, what a change that is. They are playing for this head coach. They don't want to let him down, and that's how you lead to wins, and that's how you change a culture. And let's hear from Antonio Pierce. Let's go out to the podium. This is brought to you by Yamava.
Coach, it seemed like creatively you were getting Devontae Adams involved in the game early, different plays, different looks, and how big and important is that in your game plan?
Well, I mean, what's the first thing you saw when you watched the Jets? They loaded the box. And we're going to have opportunities there for Devontae. And obviously you saw the first couple of plays was right to him, get the ball in his hands, get him going. Listen, when you got one of the best receivers in the game, I'm not stupid. I know who to get the ball to. 17-8. We got some other good football players, some really good ones, and Jacoby Myers and Hunter Winfrow. And can't talk about Big Mike. That was a huge play by Big Mike in the red zone. You just got boss, right? That's going to be on the tape, so good for Big Mike.
Tim Woods with Sports Fan Rap. Just want to give you a shout-out and give you a congratulations, man. Seeing you come through this journey and seeing Raider Nation all the way live out there and seeing the guys just run around and rap and get around to that ball and the defense just looked like they stepped up. It reminded me of some of the old days. And just want to congratulate you on behalf of Mount San Antonio College and very proud to know and see you leading these guys and have the Raiders in contention for the playoffs. I hope that you keep this job and they keep you here for a long time. And I saw a lot of people that said the same thing. That's all I got.
Me and Tim Woods played junior college together, Sac Dogs, national championship, 1997.
All right. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
So I noticed you had Black Forces on today. So I want to know about your mental state going into this game wearing them forces.
Raider Nation know what that means. Stand up, blacked out. They speak for themselves.
You guys all set? Thanks, Coach.
Oh, one more.
One more back here. Antonio, Sam Gordon, Las Vegas Review-Journal. How much are you enjoying this? How much fun are you having in real time being a part of this?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun when I got in the locker room. On that grass, that was different. That was stressful. I don't know if I'm going to do this for 30 years. I don't know how these guys do it. Man, look, it's just fun being around the guys, man. That's the reason why I got back into coaching. You know, as a former player, that's the one thing you always miss is that locker room feeling, that being with one another, that continuity, that I need to pick me up. And I need a little pick me up out there, too. You know, I don't know if I have my poker face on, but I tried my best. But that's what you miss, man. The guys just fighting, doing it together. Then when you walk in that locker room and to see everybody smile and see the celebration, to see all the hard work that we've done over the past several days come to fruition, it's fun. Forever long I'm here as a Raider, as a head coach, shit, we're going to have a blast.
All right, thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you.
So he's living in the moment, and this was a big moment. Here is our one big number, 12, because that's how many points the Raiders defense has allowed, 12 points or less in the last 2 games. If you are a defense that only allows 12 points, that's one of the great defenses of all time.
Yes.
Actually, if you're able to do that across an entire season. And look, they will be tested, as he said, brick by brick. So they won 2 games in a row against the Giants and the Jets, 2 teams that aren't top-tier teams in the NFL. Coming up next, they've got top-tier teams in the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Right now, the Dolphins have the #1 offense in the NFL. They score 31 points a game. Tua Tagovailoa is the best passer in the NFL right now, statistically. And so the defense is going to have to show that they can go in on the road
Yeah.
and shut down a good offense.
We've seen this defense change by week, by half, and I think that's going to be the same thing that's going to happen against Miami. Yes, it's going to be more difficult. You have to deal with some speed that you don't see every day, right? They got speed at running back, got speed at receiver. So you have to adapt, find ways to be able to be creative, and I think a big part of that is keeping the ball away from their offense so you can kind of dictate the tempo of the football game. That's going to be so important. And then turnovers for us, and men tackling. Tackling is going to be key against this Dolphins team.
It's such a fast offense. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to the man that had the sole touchdown of the game, Michael Mayer. Your first NFL touchdown. Congratulations came from that guy, AOC. We're going to talk to him coming up next. He's ready. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. The Raiders are now 5-5. They're in second place in the AFC West, and one of the big reasons for that is a fourth quarter touchdown by Michael Mayer, the rookie who joins us now from Allegiant Stadium. Michael, congratulations on your very first touchdown. It was a tied game at that point. Take us through the play.
Honestly, it was a little bit of a broken play. Me and Aiden were laughing about that after the game a little bit. But what happened was I had a flag route, and I went under Jacoby. I was supposed to go over Jacoby, and Aiden rolled out a little bit. But beautiful ball by number 4, Aiden O'Connell. Beautiful. He only put it where I could get it. The defender had absolutely no chance. And, that's something we rep. That's something we practice during the week is going up and getting the ball, pinning it, and things like that. So that felt really good. I'm sure that felt good for Aiden, too. Honestly, at the end of the game, my teammates just told me that was the only touchdown of the game. I honestly didn't know that. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for my first one.
Wait, where's the ball? Did you get the ball, or did somebody throw it into the stands or something weird? Okay, you have it with
right
you.
There.
Thank goodness.
It's right behind me.
Okay, keep that tight.
All right, I was about to say you got to keep that first one. But I just got one question, because if I would have made that play, and I made a couple back in my days, but if I'd have made that, I would have walked to the sideline and I would have said, I told y'all, just throw it up. So what did you say to the young quarterback after that catch, man, getting number 1 touchdown of your career, man? How'd it feel?
Well, that's the thing. Really, since me and Aiden got drafted here, that's what I've been telling him since day one. Just throw the dang ball up to me.
There you go.
And look, he finally listened today. He finally listened today.
He'll do it more. He'll do it more now.
Mike, tell me how things have changed for the last 2 weeks for you personally.
Look, man, I'm enjoying coming to the facility. I'm enjoying practicing. I'm enjoying the energy. I'm enjoying the intent that we have in the facility and on the practice field in terms of this is what we need to get better at. This is what we need to do. And you can also smile, enjoy it, and have fun while you're doing this. I've enjoyed it a lot. I know, the captains and my teammates have enjoyed it too. And look, man, we're 5-5. We're back in this thing. We're at 500 right now. So let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep practicing how we've been practicing and keep this thing rolling.
And we're starting to really see some good things from Aiden O'Connell. Take us through what makes him have a lot of potential to really be a good quarterback in the NFL.
He's so comfortable. He's always so comfortable. He's always so poised. Nothing gets to him. After that early pick, he was like, all right, cool, whatever. We're winning this game. Like, it doesn't matter to him. He's always a next play mentality. He's always a what can I do to help this team win, honestly. And I think that's what this team's been the past 2 weeks. Every single person has been, what can I do to help this team win? That's why we've been winning. That's why we've been rolling. And it feels really good.
Man, talk to us a little bit about the offensive coordinator, because you guys seem like you are in much more rhythm. Play calls are different. It's a lot more movement. It's motions. It's things like that. You guys are getting creative, and he is putting people in really good situations to make plays. Talk a little bit about what he's meant to this offense.
I think that's the key. Honestly, what you said, what Bo has been doing, he's been spreading the ball around a little bit. Look, our offense, we got a lot of talent on our offense. We got a lot of great players. And I think to be able to kind of move the ball down the field, to be able to spread it, to be able to confuse the defense a little bit, you got to spread the ball around a little bit. And I think he's done a fantastic job at that the past 2 weeks. And, when the ball comes to you, make the dang play. That's what it comes down to. When you get the ball, make the play. And our team, our offense, our defense, we've been making plays.
Well, Mike, 10 weeks gone in the National Football League in your rookie year. How do you feel where you're at right now?
I still got a lot to learn. I'll tell you that. I still got a lot to learn.
You know what? Nobody ever talks a lot about the offensive line unless they mess up, and I want to get your take on, you know, Jermaine Illuminor steps in. He's playing left tackle for Colton Miller, and you're going up against not just one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL, but one of the deepest defensive fronts that can really wear you out. What can you say about the offensive line today?
They did what they had to do to win. I mean, that's kind of what I can say in terms of that. Look, I'm hurting right now in that front four and those backers in that box. They were physical, they were tough, and that kind of shows what the O-line did today. They protected Aiden. They did what they had to do, and I'm proud of them. They've honestly come so far this season. I've been ecstatic to kind of watch their progression over the season, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. Well,
we're looking forward to it. Michael Mayer, congratulations on your first NFL touchdown. And note to anybody that calls any plays for you guys, especially Bo Hardigree, when there is a 5'10" corner, you are 6'4". Just throw the ball up. Just throw it up, because you're going to come down with it. Thanks a lot, Michael.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, it's always a party at Allegiant Stadium. There he is, Ice Cube. Yeah. He's the president of Raider Nation. He lit the torch. And then Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. You remember her? Yep. She's performed at the Super Bowl before. She sang the national anthem. And there you go, from the Bay Area, Devin Haney, boxer, world champion. Yeah. There's CeCe Sabathia, Black Ace, a member of the Black Aces. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. Major League Baseball, one of the greatest Yankees of all time. Man, it was awesome there. And then Richie McDonald from Lone Star, he was singing as well. Always a big party. And you know what it is? Military Appreciation Day at Allegiant Stadium. And it was awesome to see the military so involved and honored at Allegiant Stadium. Always a good time anytime you come to Vegas. We're going to take a break here. More to come on Raiders Game Day. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. The mark of a fighter, drink responsibly. Okay, so the Raiders are 5-5, and here's what's coming up next. They got the Dolphins next on the road. That's going to be a tough contest in Week 11. Then the Kansas City Chiefs, the first of two divisional matchups with the AFC West leading Chiefs. Then they get the week off, a late bye, the very last week of the byes. It'd be good to have a little break, though. Get healthy, everybody get back to getting into December. And then they got the Vikings. Vikings have been scrappy.
They have been.
They are 6-4, and they don't have Kirk Cousins, and they got Josh Dobbs. So, look, it's not going to be easy going forward. But
we are confident, though.
We're going to beat the Dolphins, too.
There's also that feeling. There's that feeling that they're doing it for each other right now. And you know what? The Raiders are in second place in the AFC West. And this is important because anytime you're in second place, you have a chance. They're only 2 games back at the Chiefs, and they have to play the Chiefs twice. But you also have a chance in the AFC. The wild card is going to be wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open.
3 wild card spots.
Just keep winning.
Keep winning brick by brick, as Antonio Pierce says, and that'll get the job done. But you know what? Raider Nation is excited. They're putting out tweets like this. Raiders with attitudes. That's a little throwback to NWA days.
You guys were about 2 years old.
Yeah, I wasn't even born. I don't even know what you're talking about. And so the Raiders win. This was a good one. This one felt good. They win this one 16-12. Big performance by the defense. And we'll see you guys next up. It is the Dolphins. We'll see you right back here afterwards for Raiders Game Day. Enjoy this win, everybody.